everybody, welcome back to my channel. Again, this is an impromptu tutorial. I added it at the very last minute because I posted about the Aurora nails I did for my daughter. Here's the video of them in action, and I posted them in a couple of Facebook groups, and I got a lot of requests to do a tutorial. They were asking me if I had filmed it, and unfortunately I don't have a great setup to record when I do other people's nails. Gotta work on that. Gotta figure something out, because I do my daughter's nails, I do my sister's nails. Anyway, so I threw this together. I'm gonna do it on swatch sticks. This is all the stuff that you need to achieve this look. I dipped out the swatches as I did on my daughter's nails with one layer of a very light neutral sheer pink. It is Honeymoon from Rossi. And then I smoothed that out. I dipped one dip in the sheer pink, and then I dipped in clear, and then I buffed and smoothed everything out after I activated. And now I am ready because I have already put a gel base coat on these swatches so that I can then apply a no wipe top coat. I'm going to flash cure with this little mini lamp that I got from 10 by Tina. I got it with my Jelly Tips kit. I explained that, I think, in my previous video. And then I'm going to be able to chrome each nail. I'm using 3 different colored chrome powders. All of them are Aurora powders, so you want to specifically look for those because they have a specific kind of effect. I have some tweezers that I'm going to use to pick up all the foils. The foils I got off of Amazon. They are sort of like an iridescent, yeah, you'll see the effect. But right now, I'm kind of rushing this because, like I said, last minute, and I just kind of threw this together quickly because people were asking how I did it. So what I'm doing right now is I am applying a top coat. It's a no wipe top coat from Valentino, and I'm going to flash cure for about 10 seconds, and then I'm going to use an eyeshadow applicator to rub the chrome into the top coat. The 2 chrome powders on the left, the pink and the blue, I got on Amazon, so I will link those down in the description box. The one on the right is an Aurora Periwinkle chrome that I got from Dipp'd. I will also link that down in the description box as well. But they are all beautiful Aurora chromes that worked really well for this look. So I'm chroming each nail with a different color. The one on the far right, the pink chrome, is the exact one that I used on my daughter's nails. So that swatch is going to be the exact look that I did on my daughter's nails. The other 2, I'm using different colors, and I'm going to use different foils on each swatch. Because, you know, now that I've got the technique down, I like to play, and I like to try different effects. So that's what we're going to do here. Oh my gosh, can you see that chrome effect? The other 2 didn't show up as well, but this Periwinkle Aurora chrome, just chroming it, you can kind of see the Aurora effect. It's really cool. I didn't actually see that while I was doing it, but rewatching it afterwards, I was like, whoa, look at that. That's pretty freaking cool. So now that they're all chromed out, oh, I wanted to mention, I don't know if you saw me do it, but I used my finger after I used the applicator to kind of smooth out the chrome. That just kind of gives it more of a shiny finish. So these are the foils that I'm using. Like I said, these were also bought on Amazon. I'll link them down below as well. But they all have a different effect on them. They're all kind of that iridescent, shifting, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, Aurora, I guess. I mean, that kind of iridescent shift. Anyway, they all have a different effect. Some have like a wood grain effect. Some look like an oil slick. Maybe that's what I was trying to think of. Anyway, an oil slick effect. One of them looked kind of holographic-y. That's another good word. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, so I'm using a different effect on each nail. The one that I'm doing my daughter, that I did on my daughter, I used kind of an oil slick one. And then the middle one, it's more like a wood grain effect because it's like stripes. And then the one on the right with the Periwinkle, I'm using more of a holographic kind of foil. So they'll all be very different, but hopefully all successfully Aurora effect. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to apply a thin layer of builder gel. I'm using Dipalicious clear builder gel in a bottle, and I'm going to put a thin layer over the whole nail. Once that is covered, I'm going to then take a blob. I'm going to show you in just a second what my brush looks like. Like a blob on the end of your brush, kind of like that. And you want to put that blob along the center of the nail. And you want it to sort of remain in the center. You don't want it to spread out too much. So you want to kind of move quickly. And once you've got that blob, you're going to pick up your foil. And you're pick up your foil, Jess. It's okay. You can do it. And you want to make sure that you have the right side of the foil down. It's a little bit less smooth on the side that transfers. And you're going to put that on that blob. And then you're going to gently make sure that it kind of presses into it. But you don't want to push too hard because you want it to make sort of like a flat oval shape in the center of the nail. You can't really see it right now, but when I remove the foils later, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. So I'm speeding up through this process a little bit just to save a little bit of time, but I'm going to do the exact same thing on the next two nails. And you're going to notice that on this nail right here, this swatch right here, I put a little bit too much builder gel, and it spread out a little bit more than I wanted it to. That was my error because I overdid it with the builder gel. And then I smooshed it too much. So you don't want to do that. You literally want to make a sort of thin blob of a line down the center and then gently press, not hard, just kind of tap it so that it kind of makes a thin oval in the center of the nail. You can see I pressed that down way too much and it spread out. Now, in the end, it didn't end up looking too bad, but it wasn't quite the effect I was going for. So, anyway, we're going to just go with it and see if I can make it work. This one, I did a lot better with. The first and the third were better than the middle one. The second one, I kind of smooshed. But, oh, I can just see that Aurora effect. Even just putting that builder gel over top, it's so, oh, it takes my breath away. It's so pretty. So anyway, here I go again. I'm going to put that thin blob of a line down the center, and I'm going to pick up my foil. That's been a challenge. And I'm going to lay it right on the top and gently, gently tap so that it makes a small little thin oval shape in the center. Once they are all flash cured and in place, I'm going to cure for a full minute. And when I pull them out, I will gently remove the transfer foil, and hopefully you're going to see that that effect has transferred onto that builder gel. Perfect. That's exactly what you want to see, what I have right here. The next one, not so much. It's a little bit too wide. You're going to see what I mean. And you can kind of see that it's hanging over the side of the nail. I'm going to have to trim that up before I move on to the next step. But that's what not to do. And then the third one is pretty good as well. Better than the second one. You can see it's sort of a thin ovally shape that the transfer foil had stuck to. It's perfect, exactly what I want. So I'm going to take my nippers with this one and try to save it. I'm going to just trim off that overlap and cross my fingers that it doesn't look awful. And because this is quite an in-depth process, you're probably going to hear me talk the whole time because, or most of the time, because there is a lot to explain. So the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to take my 𝕎𝕝𝕝 hard gel, and I am going to encapsulate that raised oval shape that has the transfer foil on it. I'm going to fill in. I found it easiest to start on the side of the nail and fill in that little gap between the builder gel and the nail, and do that all the way around that little oval, and then I fill in from the top and kind of wiggle and move the hard gel around, because you want to try to make sure you don't have any bubbles. You want to avoid bubbles at all costs. It will ruin the Aurora effect, so you have to be very careful. You're going to wiggle your brush back and forth and swipe it rather than tap or pat. And I opted to use the hard gel because it has a thicker viscosity than the builder gel in the bottle, so I can put it somewhere and it'll stay put. I don't have to worry as much about it moving or oozing into places I don't want it to go. So that is why I chose to use the hard gel over the builder gel for this portion of the nail art. Now, if you don't have hard gel, a builder gel will work. A builder gel in a bottle will work. You just might have to work a little bit quicker so that you don't have to fight with it like moving around too much, and then get it in that lamp, you know? So I am just going to continue moving the gel around, making sure I have no bubbles, making sure that section in the middle where the transfer foil is completely covered, because you're going to be doing a lot of filing and shaping, and you don't want to end up filing off any of that Aurora effect from the transfer foils. So you got to be very careful and make sure you fully encapsulate that. And then I turn the swatch stick over, or my hand over, to let that gel self-level, and then I cured it for a full minute. And I skipped doing the other two because I did the exact same thing, and I don't feel the need for you to watch that 3 times through because it took a little bit of time on each swatch stick. So now I am removing the sticky layer, that inhibition layer, and we're going to get into filing. And this is where I'm going to stop and let my voice take a rest, because I've done 2 voiceovers in a row today and I'm losing my voice. So I'm going to file and shape this one swatch, and I'm going to do the other 2 off camera to save you, again, like with the builder gel and encapsulation. I'm going to save you from watching that 3 times over. I'm using 180 grit file to file this nail and these swatches. It's not a nail, it's a swatch. And then I'm going to buff it as well. I'm not sure if I don't remember if I showed the buffing part, but I'm going to file this one thoroughly so that you can see exactly how much filing shaping I do, because a lot of the Aurora nails that I've seen, the tutorials I've seen, those nails end up super thick. They use a ton of gel and it looks almost like a big bubble nail, and I didn't like the way that looked. So I was a lot more careful to use less gel, and I still was able to get that Aurora effect. So your nails don't have to be super thick to get this look, and you'll see, because I'm going to show you when I'm done filing exactly how thick the swatch stick is when I'm done. And my daughter's nails were not very thick at all. So that's all. I'm going to let you finish watching the filing, and I will come back once I've rested my voice a little bit. Okay, well, that was a super short break, but here we are with the final look. As far as the filing and shaping goes, you know, it's a bit rounder than they normally would be, but not nearly as thick as other Aurora nails I've seen. And you kind of need that roundness for the Aurora effect. There's kind of no way around that. So I'm just cleaning off all the dust with a little bit of alcohol on a cotton pad. And now I'm going to use my no wipe top coat from Valentino. And then we are all done with this Aurora nail. You guys are not going to believe it when you see how these look when they're all done. So I'm going to top coat them, and then I am going to cure them for 30 seconds, and then I'll be back with my final comments. All right, here they are. 3 very different Aurora looks, but nonetheless, I'd say very successful. That's exactly what I did. And I did that on every single one of my daughter's nails last night. And it took quite a bit of time, but I think in the long run, it was definitely worth the work because it is a really cool effect. And this is the one that got smushed out, and even though it's not perfect, it still kind of has that Aurora effect. But guys, this one right here with the Periwinkle Aurora chrome from Dipp'd is my favorite. It has the holographic foil underneath it, and I think it has the best of the Aurora effects here. Love it. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. Thanks for joining me. See you next time. Bye-bye now.